Okay, now we're going to work on Rhythm Study 1 for Grade 3. So there are numerous chords that we have to know for this grade piece. We've got the A major chord, A sus2 where you take your third finger off. We've got D, D major 7 where you cover the bottom three strings, A, then A sus4 where you slide your third finger out, E major, and then take your third finger off for E dominant 7. Got D major, then take your second finger off for D sus2. We got F, second finger off again for F sus2. Back to D and D sus2 and E sus4, which is E with the pinky on, and then you've got to lift those two fingers off to make E dominant 7 again. If you're not confident with changing those chords, you're not really going to be able to play this rhythm study. So I would practice playing through that little pattern that I just did again and again and again until you're very confident with them. Okay, now if you're confident with those chords, the rhythm pattern for Rhythm Study 1 is this. Okay, so you only play half the rhythm for each chord like this. So the A is, then the A sus2. So it's like this: 1, 2, and 3, 1, 3. And that's what I would count as I was playing. 1, 2, and 3. Actually, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Or you could go A, 2, and 3. A, 3. But let's try it. Let's try and play the piece. But it's very important to count as you play. A, 2, and 3. A, 3. Or 1, 2, and 3, 1, 3. And that's for each bar. And half of that's for the first chord, half of that for the second chord. So here we go. We'll try doing the A and the A sus2 a few times, just getting used to the rhythm. Here we go. After 2, 1, 2, A sus2, A sus2, A sus2, A sus2, A sus2, A sus2, and hopefully that's helped you with that. Let's try then the whole thing. After 2, 1, 2. The second time through we have to do a variation. So the variation is playing a different rhythm than the first time, but that still sounds good along with the original strumming. The variation that I'm going to suggest is that we do this. So for each chord we're going to play 1, 2, and 3 and. So here's A sus2, A sus2, A sus2, 1, 2, and 3, and 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 each chord gets played like that. So let's try doing the variation. After 2, 1, 2, A sus2, D major 7, A sus4, E, E7, D, sus2, F, sus2, D, sus2, sus4, E7, and then we would finish with one A chord. Let's do the whole thing then, everybody. So we're going to play the original strumming pattern and the variation. Make sure that you practice both separately really well and you're very confident with playing those two things before you try to join them together. Here we go. After 2 from the very beginning and then the variation on the repeat. After 2, 1, 2.
Very good. Well done if you've been able to do Rhythm Study 1 for grade 3.